Hey, welcome this week to Inkwell Pictures, Inkwell Networks, Think, Feel, Act. Thank you so much for building a great loyal following for those of you who are interested in acting. And I just want to make sure that I'm continuing to encourage you to get engaged and get involved. It doesn't matter whether you've acted or not before, you can do this. This is something that if you want to do this, no matter where you are, there are more than likely different theater companies, organizations in your area that may be engaged in some independent film or even something a little bigger than that. Feel free to engage. It's just about starting. And if you start and you put the effort into it, you can definitely be successful on a lot of different levels. So, my name is Marvin Coleman, of course. Here I am. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Co-owner of Inkwell Pictures and Inkwell Network. And I've got my brother off camera. Melvin, give him a shout. Woo! Yeah, that's where it is. So basically this evening, we're going to be engaged in a couple of different exercises, about 4 different improvisational exercises here that help the actor to really develop, especially live, on screen, or whether they're on stage. Now, I really like to really push and enforce the importance of being able to do improv, because improv can really be a valuable tool, especially if you're doing live entertainment. You never know when you might have to add a little something in it because either an actor missed a line or you dropped the line in order to get yourself off and through that door and make sure that it's seamless and that the audience has no idea what is taking place. So, I want to make sure that you do that. Some of the concepts that we use in order to do that under Think, Feel, Act is just that. It's we look at how you're thinking and you're feeling and the action that plays out of that is actually 3 different separate realms of human processing. So as an actor, you want to be able to develop the ability to operate in each of those mediums and translate that very well. So that means as a character, as an actor, if you're creating a character, you want that character to be a character that's a thinking character. So the audience can see the thinking and the scruples behind that character. You want them to be able to see the emotion and the feelings, which is really the raw thing that ties an actor to a scene. And you want to see how those 2 elements play out into the action of what's happening and what's going on. We use the feelings wheel as a way to give us an opportunity to really translate feelings and different emotions. Most people can play that core emotion. They can play happy, they can play sad, they can play angry or mad. The question becomes, can you get more in depth? Can you play excited? Can you play irritated, frustrated? As an actor, you want to be able to develop some depth in regard to your display of emotion, and Think, Feel, Act helps you to do that. So, instead of getting real bogged down into the minutiae of that, we're going to actually get right into our different sessions. And the very first session we're going to get into is a little coupling. It's a couple session right now. And in this session, you have 2 individuals who have decided, hey, we love each other so much, I think it's time for us to move in together.
And sleep together.
Move in together. And as they've made that determination to do that, they of course start to find out more and more about each other. Maybe one of them walks around in pajamas with the feet in it and the whole thing, and it's their favorite set of pajamas, and they never washed it, and they haven't washed it since Fresh Prince was on television. Or maybe
one of grandmamas is a drug dealer.
Or maybe they have a favorite thing or ritual or something like that they do. So, we're going to bring our actors up to get engaged in this improv, and we want to demonstrate the level of conflict sometimes that comes between the joining together of those 2 minds in those 2 environments. So we're going to bring our 2 actresses up, who is Toni Evans. Woo! Toni Evans and Gil Gordon.
Hola.
There he is. All right. Denise and Gil, they look great actors here, right out of Inkwell. Both of them working on not only Inkwell projects, but some of their own projects and other projects out there in their own right. So they've done a great job at that, and I think you're really going to enjoy the translation of this particular scene. So without further ado, the movement. Ready? Action!
Hey, babe.
Hey.
Looking really good today.
Thank you. Hi.
That's me, relax.
Thank you.
However, shouldn't be hard for us to really talk,
Right.
express like how we feel, because regardless,
Mhm.
I'm gonna love you anyway,
Okay.
precious.
Oh my God, what's wrong?
Alright, I'm just gonna say,
Okay.
I didn't know you snore that damn loud. I mean, I know we just moved in not too long.
Snore. It may be like a subtle whimper, but I don't snore.
Yeah, you know, sir.
I know.
Remember, like, the other day, I thought the garbage man that came early was picking up the garbage
Are you
outside.
serious? No. I've never had complaints before.
I'm
It's
just
a
saying, it
light
shook me off the
whimper.
bed. Like,
All that. It did all that.
I tried. It was a lot. It was a lot. I tried to squeeze your nose. Let's see. I put a pillow on your face, but then that's a whole
Did you?
thing.
Okay, you
I
should have
didn't
just. Did you get my CPAP machine? That's probably what the issue was. Did I have a CPAP?
You got CPAP machine?
I got a CPAP machine. Look. That's what it was.
Damn.
But it's a light whimper. But while we're talking about things, we gotta talk about you walking around this house naked. Cause my daughter keep asking about this hot dog business, and I'm thinking she talking about Oscar Myers, and she keep pointing to you. So
Well,
we can't do that with my baby. I mean, I don't mind it, you know, but my baby did. I like it. But you can't do that with little Ava.
I figured since I did it all the time in my apartment, and since you was cool with it,
I was
you
cool,
know
I'm
you
still cool with that.
Yeah.
But Ava, I can't explain to her the difference between your hot dog and Oscar Myers hot dog. It's too much. It's too much.
Well, she probably needs to stay in the child's place and stay with Oscar Myers.
Okay,
Because
okay.
you got your.
No. So just yeah,
That's what I'm talking about.
But anyway, okay. I need you to seriously though. No, seriously, real talk, come in. For Ava's sake, I do need you to put some clothes on. Okay, real talk.
Alright, so we just gonna have to put her to sleep early. But
What's going on?
I kinda got an affiliation with the whole snore thing. Baby, your breath stank in the morning. It is just bad.
In the morning?
It's bad.
What do we consider morning time now? Like, what is that time frame?
It shouldn't matter when you wake up. It's,
My day starts at, oh,
remember when I said the garbage man came by?
I know you didn't. Oh, come on now. My morning doesn't start till 11. Oh,
I tried to give you like subtle hints. I tried to put like 2 gallons of Listerine in there. I give you the extra toothpaste and baking soda, and it's still, nothing's being used. So, at some damn point, can you crack the seal on what's going on?
it's not that bad. You're exaggerating. Because my morning starts at 11. So you maybe talk about my breath at like 7 a.m. And I understand it because I'm not up. So technically it's still sleeping. But if you give me a take, 11 o'clock, 12, fresh, minty.
Man, I went to go take the garbage out and there was nothing in the can.
Okay.
We're gonna save Tony's. I just want you to know,
My breath don't stink.
I'm close up on Tonice right now, and it is minty fresh. And I just want to let you know that because I don't want you. This just shows the power of the acting that takes place here. Now, again, this is improv, so I just want to talk about this scene just a little bit. And where I want to approach it from is chemistry. So you guys have moved in together, so obviously you guys have some level of like for each other. So what are some of the things, if any, that you were thinking about in regard to character chemistry? Because it's one thing that you have to remember when you're acting on scene with another actor, you've got to also not only hit those lines, but make sure that the mannerisms and your positioning to that other actor is generating chemistry.
Yeah.
So what were some of the things that you were doing? And again, that should be second nature. It automatically works like that. So what are some of the things that you were doing, if any, to help develop that chemistry?
I mean, leaning into subtle touches here and there.
Okay.
Yeah.
You?
Yeah. Yes, the eye contact,
Mhm.
being engaged, listening,
Mhm.
and us kind of letting each other, have that space to explain what each other has, what our gripe is.
Right. And so with that, when you're building good, solid chemistry, it allows you an opportunity to get into the scene and also to be able to put the inflections in the scene and almost ramp it up to where it needs to. You don't want something like this, especially in this scene, to automatically jump into the action, because when that takes place, it oftentimes takes energy out of the entire scene. But if you can move it along a path, ramp it up where you need to, then it's more powerful. All right, because one thing about the scene is you want to make sure that they know that they like each other. That's why they're hanging out, for the stank breath and the nakedness, because they do like each other, right? So those are some of the two things that you want to do. But again, remember, one of the main points on this, in any character scene where we're acting together, has to be a level of chemistry that the actor is thinking about. How do I relate to this other actor? How are these characters blended together? You know, what's the perception that the audience is supposed to see on those characters? All right?
And don't miss outcomes. Don't miss the fact that inside the context of the scene, you may, in the dialogue, have an understanding that regardless of what happens in this scene, we're going to be together. So inside your improv, you have to leave space for the scene to be able to grow and either build comedy or drama or what have you, knowing that your outcome is, well, they don't break up. You know what I'm saying? So there is a line that you say, hey, how far do I go before it ends up being kind of breakup level, and be able to keep it in that context?
So it kind of moves to the point of knowing the story. You got to know the scene that you're in. You got to know the story and how that scene fits into the story as well too, to be able to deliver solid acting. That's a big important part of it. Again, give them a hand. They did a great job with this, and you're going to see a lot more from Toni Evans as well as Gil Gordon. Got some great stuff happening here. Thank you for watching us, for supporting us, for locking in on us. We really appreciate it. So the next scene that we're going to put up, what is it? Okay, the next scene that we're going to put up is going to be a scene that I think we all can relate to at some point or another, and that is the movie theater. Now, I know it's been a while with COVID-19 for any of us to actually get into the movie theater and sit down and watch a great movie, but I know that if you look back, you dig back deep into the history of your movie watching experience, you have been in the movies where you sat down next to or in the vicinity of someone who just continued to talk during the movie and to make comments during the movie. Nothing worse than that. Really bad if you brought that person with you to the movie. So, we've got a scene, really funny scene. We're going to take just a second to mark it as far as in the seating, but really funny scene about individuals who have come to the movies or they're at the movies and they got this annoying person who just won't stop talking. So, let me go ahead and set up the seating, and then we'll move forward on this particular scene. Be back in 2.
Dum dum dum. Let's play some music.
We're set up for right now. It's the magic of green screen for sure. And we want to bring our actors in on this particular scene. I think you're going to really enjoy it. It's going to be funny. Remember, improv is about creating. And the responsibility moves beyond what the concept of the script is and the characters, but it moves right into that creativity of actors. As an actor, you are always creating, especially in improv. You're creating that character. You're setting the mood. You're setting the chemistry. You're setting even the words that fall out of your mouth and how they place in the scene. You are creating. So let's bring our creatives up now. We'll have Toni Evans come back up. I know, she's a real workhorse. We're going to put that work in. And we also have Felicia Bell. Felicia Bell, wonderful actress here. Really developing. Y'all may have seen her on HSN selling products and stuff like that, or some of these other, or in some commercials and different things like that. But really moving, doing her thing. Toni, she's been in a number of our projects as well as some other projects, so we're going to talk about that a little bit later. Without further ado, the theater.
It's supposed to be so scary. Like, should you?
Hold on. Hold on.
That's good. That's good.
Okay. Look, don't. Girl, I'm here too. I know. Ooh. Oh, hey. Look. Why do you always do? Why do they do that?
Dialogue. Keep going.
Why do they keep doing that? I don't understand.
Felicia.
Oh my God. What? You. Why? I told you to go trip. Okay. You was. Okay. Oh, wait. What? No. Okay, wait. What? I'm sorry.
Freeze. Now, from an acting standpoint, if you want to be able to create, the audience does not have the perspective or point of view of what you're watching. So in order for you to be able to do a scene like this, control it, and still keep it in the range of entertainment, you're going to have to use your dialogue in order to do that. Oh, girl, if you go in there, girl, she gonna open the door. There he is. Okay?
I don't like her. She's the same person in every single movie. Look at that, she get killed.
Look at them earrings. Oh my God. Oh, I saw her in success, but she took her time out. She should have done that in that movie. I don't know why she went there. Okay, everybody ready?
Oh my God, Idris Elba. I love him in anything he does.
All right, here we go. Jumping off in 3, 2, 1, action.
Ooh, he just went down to, he's gonna go down the stairs. I know he's going down the stairs. But look, wait. Did you think that when I was watching Freddy Krueger last time, I don't think that they went through that same door. That was a different door. Shh. I'm not that loud.
Yes, you are.
I'm
Yes,
not that
yes, you
loud.
are. Yes.
I was, okay. Tony's house. Now, you know the last time we saw that movie, what was that girl?
I don't know.
Don't know. When
Don't.
she, does she kind of look like that girl right there? Movies, what? You be what? Just a little bit. A little bit. You didn't say that when we were watching the other movie. You know good and well. You like, oh my God. Every time you see him, right, when he's in the movie, that's the dude you like. Girl, that's the dude you like. That is the dude. No, look at his chest though.
I'm so sorry.
Why tell him I'm sorry? I'm not that loud. It is not that loud.
You loud.
Okay, all right. Tony's.
Oh, we're still
Tony.
talking.
Tony's.
We're still talking.
Is that your?
I just want to watch the movie.
You are watching the movie, Tony's.
With
every
commentary.
time they open the door, you know that they're gonna jump. You know that they're gonna jump.
Will you two shut up?
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
No. Okay, Tony's. I wasn't that loud. I was not even that loud.
Not that quiet either.
I'm not. Okay.
Oh my God, I hate coming to University Wall to watch movies.
I don't
You
know
want
her.
some snacks?
I don't know her.
Did you want some snacks? Okay. Tony's, turn around. Tony's, look.
Oh my God.
Listen, if I was walking down the hallway like that, like, do you really think that you just stop like that and just open the door? You know it's getting ready to come. You know it's getting. Look,
I'm looking and I'm hearing you. You're we're gonna get kicked out.
We're not getting kicked out. I paid my money. I'm gonna sit right here.
Please do.
Let them come. Oh, shh. I am not that. I'm not that quiet either. I'm whispering. I'm whispering.
Is that that's a whisper?
You know what? Yes, that's a whisper.
I just want to watch the movie.
Look at the. He's about to fall down. He's about to fall down the stairs. Run, jump.
Watch the movie.
He should jump.
Felicia.
If he jumped.
Oh God.
Okay.
And cut. Throw them out.
Due to power beyond our control, we are going to have to stop the movie and kick the minority of these out.
Not the man.
So listen,
I hate my
inside the context of this, part of it is like I said, setting up the dialogue, and some of it is talking to the screen, other different things, using your room, being able to kind of raise up a little bit, being able to curl back in your chair, really creating a dramatic scene in the context of what they're watching, to understand that y'all in the movie theater talking, but there's an acting piece that goes to it too. It's not just dialogue.
So we're gonna run this back one more time, but we're gonna run it back as if they have gone out of the movie theater because they stopped it for whatever reason, and now they're coming back into the theater. Now, Toni's is going to set what the ground rules are for continuing to watch this movie, okay? And Felicia is going to respond, minimizing, of course, in the movie, and then try and stick to what those ground rules are.
Okay, and let's also set context up of the type of movie you're watching. This is a love story. This is with Idris Elba, who is an abusive husband, who after abusing his wife for many, many years and them getting a divorce, she's come back home, they've gotten back together. And he's trying to show that he's turned over a new leaf. Okay, that's the context of the movie.
All right, so that means there has to be dialogue on the front end to set it up. When you see the lights kind of come down, that's the movie restarting at that particular point. There can be, again, there's a crescendo to this, so there's dialogue maybe leading up. Ooh, girl, this is my favorite part. Look, check. Oh my God, I hope she don't. Felicia, we talked about this. There has to be that carried dialogue because you guys are acting in the movie theater, in the film is a part of the acting. They're the actor out there as well. Here we go.
Okay. I have some rules, okay? Because I really love me some interest and I really want to watch this movie. So I have some rules for you, okay? 1, no talking at all. 2, no talking, period. Okay? 3, no whispering, no sneezing, no coughing, no laughing, no giggling, no screaming, nothing. You can breathe. That's it. Just like that. You got to try to. Perfect. Okay, so. Oh God, he's so fine. I know. Oh. You're gonna take it out. You're gonna take it. You're gonna take it. I think he's gonna take his shirt off. Okay. He gonna take it. Tennis. Felicia. Okay, I'm sorry. We're breaking rules 1, 2, 3, and 4. Thank you, you know. But you're breathing hard. I can hear you breathing. You're breathing harder than me. Is that all right? Tennis. You don't know what I'm saying? You don't say. I say, look at that. Oh my. He just. Oh, well, wait a minute. I can't take it. Wait. I can't take it anyway. He went back home. Felicia. She gonna take him back? No, for real. I mean, what's happening? Do you really think that is?
Oh my God, she's so loud. Can you get her, please? Get her. Yes, we trying to enjoy the movie. I don't know who this woman is.
Sorry, can somebody come get him? He got this light.
Both of you ladies.
What I do? What?
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, you went in there. You got
next time.
And scene, light up.
And scene. Thank you. All right. Give them a hand. They did a good job. Let's bring them back up and move these chairs out of play.
Hey, talk in the movie.
We don't need these chairs anymore, right?
No.
Let's move them out of play. Let's bring them back up. Now this one, and the thing that I love about improv is it gives us an opportunity to really engage, kind of grow, learn together. This one was a difficult one because you were acting against an actor that wasn't really there and an actor who wasn't giving you anything. And that was the screen, that was the movie, that was pulling the content out of that, right? So, tell me what were the easy parts about doing this for both of you guys, and what were the difficult parts, the hard parts about this?
I mean, the easy part is I feel like we've all been here before, so the response to someone, but the consistently like talking, at some point, it probably would have escalated. You know what I mean? In real world, it would have in real world.
You
so I'm just trying to pull you
No,
back
because there are
in.
some people that talk the whole movie.
Man, and they don't make it through the whole movie though.
I've been there before. I've been to the movie with someone who talks through the whole movie, and you're trying to acknowledge her through the movie because she's cute. So you're trying to acknowledge her as she's doing this whole talking and everything, but you're trying to like looking around like, hey.
Or if you go to a movie that's a sequel and you didn't see the first one, you're on a date, and now all of a sudden I have to ask questions to get caught up.
Now, one of the things I will say is initially starting out, it did kind of seem as though it was a little scattered, like you guys were almost watching two separate movies, right? And that's why I say really difficult, because that movie is a part of it. That inanimate thing, you have to create that, and we really didn't stage it for you, which is why we came back and staged it. Because we didn't stage it for you, so it was difficult for you guys to create a platform to respond to. And that's one thing to remember too, even for us on the direction side, as we're delivering an improv, you have to identify all the actors in play, and one of the actors is the actual film that you guys are supposed to be responding to. So because we didn't identify that actor on stage, it kind of left you guys at a loss there. So I wanted to make sure that I brought that portion out as well too, to say, hey, some of that was on us as well too, because we didn't identify the actor.
Now inside of that, what I want you guys to keep in mind also is that the way you would play a scene like this, even when you're whispering and bringing your voice down, you still have to enunciate, you still have to be audible, you know, all those different elements. So there's methods to be able to do kind of a whisper on screen without dropping your dialogue so low that nobody can hear you. And there's ways that you can put different inflections on your voice so people understand that you're either talking low or you're raising your voice and bringing it down very quickly and those kind of things. So make sure you stay in the element of delivery. If you're delivering it in the context of the scene.
Because even that whisper element of it is acting. That's in a part. You're doing it for a particular reason. It's a part of the acting, so you want to make sure that you're adding that into it as well. All right? Any other things that you guys would like to add in this particular scene?
I would say that I did try to do the loud, soft whisper.
I did see it, but it sounded a little bit, it was a little, I mean,
That was hard.
it was a little graspy, like, I didn't know what you were trying.
That is hard.
It was back down, I thought you was gonna start sex moving out for a little bit. But yeah, even that stage whisper is kind of, it's basically that you're adding air behind the voice, but you still have the voice elevate to the same level. So just changing your tone that, yes, I know, but I'm just trying to explain, gives the audience the understanding that it's a whisper, but they can still hear it. All right? That's what I got. Give them a hand. They did a great job. That's right. Girl power. That's right. We're bringing people together here. Black girl magic, all that good stuff.
Next sketch is going to be Mama's Surprise.
Next sketch is called Mama Surprise. This is Melvin's favorite sketch. So we're just going to let this play out. We're going to bring up our actors, who is Shane Harrington and Latraia Savage. Now Latraia just finished doing her show, which is the live show Trade Time, where she knocks out some of the best songs out there using her just supreme vocal talent. So she just finished that show. That's every Tuesday night, usually kicks off at 6 o'clock. We do live stream to Latraia Savage's Facebook page. So if in fact you want to see that, jump on that, feel free to jump in and support. And without further ado, we're going to let them do their thing. This is called Mama's Surprise.
How you coming along down here?
Hey, it's coming, Mom. It's coming.
No, it's a lot. It's gonna be a lot more space down here once we get all this stuff out of here.
Yeah, I got a project on my hands.
Yeah? You're doing good though.
Yeah.
Cool.
Hey, you know my friend Jerry, right, Mom?
Yeah.
Yeah, he just left. He was helping me, clean up. And he said that his dad was asking about you.
His dad?
Yeah.
Who is that?
I don't know.
What was his dad asking?
Well, he's for some reason his dad thought that I lived with somebody named Tootsie.
Huh?
Tootsie.
Look what I found. Remember your baby blanket? You remember when you was a little.
Why you acting? What's a Tootsie?
I found a whole box. I don't know who Tootsie is, but I found this whole box of all your little baby stuff.
Okay, Mom. Well, you had this box for years.
No, we need to go. Come on, reminisce with your mama for a minute. Come on.
Let's talk about Tootsie, Mama, respectfully.
Baby, you don't want to talk about Tootsie. I'll take you.
Mama, who is Tootsie?
Baby, listen. There was a time
Mama.
in your mama's life when I was very well known.
Oh, Mama, please don't.
No. I wasn't no stripper, nothing. I was an exotic dancer.
Mama, but how exotic? Like you do. Like when YouTube first started, you was doing the little dances on YouTube.
Well, this was a little bit before YouTube. Put it like this. You know your friend Jerry?
Yeah.
You remember when y'all was little boys and they lost their house?
Mm-hmm.
They said because his dad spent quite a few of his paychecks at my club.
You never owned a club, Mom.
No, but I worked that one.
Oh. It was one of them oxygen bars. Like you go there,
Look,
maybe drink some tea.
Baby, look. You old enough to know how the world works, right? Right?
Mama, what are you?
It's okay, cause you're not a little boy no more. You got here some kind of way. You know it. Sometimes.
Mom, are you saying me and Jerry are brothers?
Well, no, I'm not saying
What's
that.
that got to do with money and them staying with it?
I'm just saying that when I was younger, they say you have to use what the Lord give you to get.
Yeah, like you told me to use my talents in basketball.
Yes, baby.
But what
yes.
talent did you have, Mom? Shake what your mama gave ya!
It's kind of like I actually come from 3 generations of very great dancers. Your G-Ma and your Nana Bo.
All good dancers?
Great dancers. Your G-Ma,
man.
her name was Big Booty Belinda.
Wait a second.
And your G-Ma was Double D Debbie. And, Tissy just was bringing up the rear.
What do you mean bringing up the...
Bringing up the rear.
Mom, don't do that.
Okay. I ain't trying to weird you out. Okay.
Don't do that.
I'm just saying.
Mama,
It's okay.
what was the name of the club?
You don't want to know.
Mom, I need to know.
Piggly Wiggly.
Mama, what was the name?
The Piggly Wiggly.
Mama, the Piggly Wiggly.
Baby, it ain't that bad.
What the hell ain't that bad?
Look, I was able to put you through college. Look,
Mom, that's dirty money.
the Piggly Wiggly bought both of your first cars.
Oh, you got his dad asking me about you. Want to know if you still can?
Well, you know what?
Oh.
You know what? Your friends wish they mama still got
I don't want to. Stop doing that.
Look, it ain't nothing to be embarrassed about.
It is, Mom. They got YouTube now. People can look you up. Oh. Do you still do it?
Huh?
Mama. Do you?
Well, you know what?
Does Jerry's dad still see you?
Well,
Mama, how did you buy that new car outside? Mama, no.
look, baby, your man got a 401k and he wanted to go into it. So, I mean,
That's nasty.
look,
That is nasty, Mom.
baby, it's all online. You don't get to touch your mama. That nasty
still wearing leopard print. You said that was a long time ago.
Well, I mean, it's okay. It's all right.
It's not okay.
It's okay, baby. It's okay.
Touch me.
It's the way of the world.
I don't want to hear that,
It's the
Mama.
way. Look, I will be able to retire next year.
Oh, that's nasty.
Ain't nobody touching your mama.
How much you working? You talking about retiring, Mama?
Ain't you proud of your mama?
Mama, no.
Ain't you proud of your mama?
Mama.
Don't you know all your friends will say, "Hey, mama, that's
Mama, stop it. Stop it. Oh.
Okay.
Look, Mama, how am I supposed to move on from this? I gotta go to school with Jerry.
You know,
And not Jerry know who Tootsie is. Jerry Daddy know who Tootsie is.
as long as them checks keep coming, they can talk about Tootsie, Goosey, and everybody else. As long as they keep hitting my cash.
Oh, come on.
I'm just saying, all them Jordans you want, all that stuff you want, how you think I get to pay for that? I don't want to go to work every day. Hello?
Alexa, stop it! Alexa!
Oh, I forgot my baby.
Come on, stop.
My
Alexa!
baby.
Alexa, burn!
All right, stop. Woo! You know, back in the day, I used to. I'm just joking. That's just straight up joke. That ain't true. Hey, all right. Real funny stuff. Real funny. It's really good when you're off scene, laughing at what's happening up here on scene. So, masterful job, of course, to Shane and Latraia. So it really came together really well. So tell me, where were you guys at in the sense of pulling the chemistry together? You believed it was kind of the mom thing, you intuitively. Give me what your background skill was on this scene.
I ain't saying shit.
Okay.
No.
They're just masterful at
No, I want to give a compliment to Latraia for helping me paint the scene. When she came down, you know, how's it going out here? She put us in the setting immediately of cleaning something, or she was coming to check on her son.
Okay.
So I think you did a great job doing that, and you gave me a lot to work off of.
And it did come off, it came off immediately like that as well too, even though you guys are probably not in that age loop to be, you know, mother-son, but because you came down and prompted out that way, it all came together really, really nicely as well too. Now to Shane, I like what you were doing as you were kind of talking, having the conversations. You were real natural with almost like that contemplative posture where you would turn away before you presented the question. And that's masterful. I mean, to be able to almost like make that change. I'm thinking about this. Okay, here it is. I'm uncomfortable. All right, let me deliver is a masterful way to physically be able to deliver that indecisiveness. So you did a really good job with that. And that actually helped cue Latraia as far as to how she was going to deliver her answers, because it made her pause in how she delivered it. He's uncomfortable. That's what he's displaying. I'm going to deliver it with some pause or some level of hesitation. And that lended to the chemistry here on scene. So you guys did a wonderful job. Anything else to really add on this one?
I ain't saying shit.
Y'all did a good job. We're going to have to probably turn this into something. I don't know what we'll call it. But give them a hand. Great job on that one. Woo! All right. Now we got one last scene that we're going to pull together for you guys. And the one thing I do want to say also is monologuing. Monologuing is an important part of acting as well too. And coming up, we're going to have an opportunity for actors to, if they have a monologue that they actually want to put together and perform, so we can talk a little bit about monologuing, how to pull that together. I think that's going to be really important as well. But this final scene that we're going to pull together, just kind of round off our session for you guys tonight. I think you're really going to like it. The only thing is I forgot what it was. What was this last scene?
It is the
Answering service, that's right. So Amazon. So all of you have been in a position where you've tried to call to either return a product or to get some information on a service or something like that that's been delivered, and you've got the dreaded answering machine or answering service, people on the other line who really don't come off very helpful at all. So that's what we're actually going to display and put together for you. Someone actually purchased a product online, the product was not exactly what they wanted, so now they're calling to talk a little bit about trying to get some help with that product, but they get the not so helpful employee. So, without further ado, we've got two of our actors. I believe we're going to have Felicia and Deshane come back up. And one thing I will say is, you know, our actors, as we start to mix them together and pull them together, sometimes we'll put actors together based on what we feel the whole or what they'll be able to create together. Sometimes we'll put them together in order to challenge each other, because good actors help other actors become better actors. So remember that if you're a good actor, you should be acting against actors that you believe are better than you. If you're an actor and you're just starting out, really strive to work with good actors, because they only make you better. They only help you and give you an opportunity to create. So that's what I want to do. So let's go ahead and bring them up, Deshane and Felicia, in this particular scene. And we're going to do a little bit of a split screen. So we have to position them in some specific spaces. So we've got this red space, this space here, and that space there, I believe it is. Is that correct? And that's going to put them in that split screen group. So without further ado, the call. Yeah, right there.
Alright. Shane starts with hello, thank you for choosing Amazon.
Hello? Hello, thank you for choosing Amazon. Thomas speaking. How are you today?
Hi, Thomas. How are you?
I'm doing fabulous. How are you doing?
I could be doing better.
Oh, sorry about that. What was your name?
Candace.
Alright, Candace. How can I make your day better?
I'm calling because I am just not happy. I ordered this product and it doesn't work.
Candace, I am so sorry to hear about that. May I have the last four of your debit card number? That way I can just pull up your recent transactions and we can sort of get a hold on this.
Okay, the last four?
Yeah.
9354.
All right. Oh, looks like you're a frequent shopper here. Listen, we appreciate your business. So which products are you having trouble with?
The one that has, hold on. The numbers 77777.
7.
All sevens.
All 7.
It was supposed to be perfect.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's just a blanket code for all our products. If you can just tell me the specific product that you ordered, it'll make it much easier and faster, and I can get you back to your time to enjoy your lovely day. Candace?
It was the dildo.
Alrighty.
Right. The black one?
Was
Yeah.
it the 12-inch or the 6-inch one?
The 12. Like, when,
I think sitting there be watching this.
first off, it didn't even work. Like, and it looked like it was used or something. I mean, like, I don't understand. This is freaking Amazon. Like,
I'm gonna go to like.
can you?
Yeah, Candace, sorry to hear about your concerns. You mentioned that it looked used. I can assure you that all of our products come in a sealed, tampered bag.
It was sealed and it was tampered with, because when I got it, it was like drooping and it had something, like it looked like, I don't know, like somebody was playing with it before they sent it to me.
Are you saying it was not erect or?
No, it was not. And like I said, it looked like somebody used it. Clearly, I mean, it's kind of frustrating. You know, you read all the reviews and the other products that I ordered were like great, but I mean,
I understand.
no, you don't. You don't sound like you understand. Like, are you trying to? Can you just refund my money, or I mean, what? Because like this is not gonna work.
Well, Ms. Candace, your concerns are my top priority. And then before we go through the return process, I just want to ask you a couple of questions just for quality assurance. Would that be okay?
I guess.
All right, perfect. Now, with this specific product, have you smelled it by any chance to see if there was a
What
stench
you
on
mean
it?
that I smell it? I didn't have to smell it. When I got it, it looked used. I know what used look like.
Yes, ma'am. However, you did mention that you feel like it was used before. With these products, they have a history of leaving a smell or an odor behind.
But you think I'm supposed to smell something? If it look used, you think I'm gonna put you put your nose to it. You want me to send it to you so you can smell it?
Understandable, ma'am. I'll just move on to the next question. if that's
Clearly.
okay.
What is this?
All right. Were the veins popping out, or were they still in?
You sound like you some old freaky deek. Are you trying to help me return this product? Or you trying to, I mean, what is this? Is this,
Yeah.
did I dial the wrong number? Is this is this Amazon? What's your name again?
You know, I just skipped the questionnaire. Sorry
No,
about
go
that.
back. I mean, the what?
So sorry about that. Again, we just want to ask these quality assurance questions. That way we can document them and prevent it from
Sir, I
happening.
think that I should probably speak to somebody else because you starting to asking questions that are a little, I mean, like, what are you doing? Are you at work or you at home? Like, what is this?
Yeah, and again, Kansas, I do apologize. So again, I just skipped the questionnaire and I'll just try to speed it up for you, okay?
Thank you.
Now, you did mention that you want to return, is that correct?
I do.
Yeah, unfortunately, ma'am, with those type of products, in fear of being used,
It was used when I got it. What do you mean in fear of being used? It was used. Somebody else used it, returned it, and you sent it to me.
yes, Miss Candace.
Are you laughing?
No, ma'am.
Oh, this is a problem.
No, ma'am.
Can I speak to your supervisor?
No, ma'am, it was just a short cough.
It's a what?
Short cough.
It was a short cough. No, the short one worked. The big one didn't. I got a problem.
Yes, ma'am. So in order to get this moving along, Ms. Candace, so I just would like to inform you that we don't take returns on that specific product.
So you mean you sent me a used product? I'm supposed to keep this used product. I didn't get my money's worth. I should have took a picture. Is that your policy that we take pictures and send pictures?
Well, ma'am, we have an alternative option for you if you would like me to.
It better be good.
Yeah. So actually, on that current product, we are offering a 2-day shipping, and it comes with a special. You get another 12-inch and an additional 10-inch for the price of one.
So what you think I'm about to pay for another used dildo?
Well, ma'am, I can assure you that this deal is a lot better than the previous one that's saying that you're getting 2 for 1. And you can also keep
But
the
if
one
I
that you have.
can't use it, I don't care about it, right?
Okay. Well, ma'am, there is always a
Sir,
third option.
you know what? If you're not sending me my money or sending me what I paid for, it's a problem.
Well, unfortunately, ma'am, we won't be sending you any money today. However, you can still purchase the new ones. Have you tried washing the one that you have?
Wow.
Now, first of all, disclaimer, to all those individuals who go to church with me, who
Mama,
fellowship with me,
Mama,
I don't create these. I set up the scenes. And
She said she wanted the 12
the actors created. You understand what I'm saying? All right, no, but listen, this is a great scene. I'm telling you, Deshane, you should use this scene in particular if you ever apply for Amazon or anything. You should use this as proof positive that you can get the job done. Felicia, I've talked to you on the phone before, I'm sure, at some earlier date when I worked in the call center. I mean, just the persistence. So, of course, a little curveball was thrown in there a bit on the front end, at least for me. 'Cause I walked out, and then they told me what it was going to be about, and I was like, what? Huh? So, did you guys know where this was going in the front end? Did you guys work it out, or was it like a total surprise?
we were told as soon as before we walked over here.
Oh, so they told you, they didn't tell me. They tell them, but they don't tell me.
I told her she didn't have to laugh though.
Okay.
He
All right.
almost succeeded.
All right, so you guys had some opportunity really to kind of plan in the direction that you were going, and you knew where this thing was headed. Now, what were some of the things that helped you guys draw these characters up because they were so realistic and lifelike? Realistic and lifelike. I don't even want to associate that to this session. However, where'd you get the characters, the blueprint for developing the characters that you have?
So in my life, I do have some customer service background. So I just tried to tap into that and tried to relate as close as possible, which is still pretty far from that issue. So.
Now, how many times were you employed in a month? Real life. How many times?
Nah,
Tell
never-
us. We want to know.
Never played a month, so
On the quarter?
nah.
Well, you made it today, and I'm gonna tell you, we're gonna have to give Deshane an award for Employee of the Month for this particular one in particular because he did a great job. Felicia, what about you? Where'd you get this person from?
Well, I was just thinking about if I had a.
She was just thinking about purchases.
I was just thinking about returning a product that came damaged.
I see.
It was damaged. They
Now,
damaged it too.
What I would like for all of you to know, especially the reason why I'm asking this particular question is because as actors, we learn from each other, we sharpen ourselves off of each other. We also looking at good acting, good movies, personal experiences that we've been through. Deshane was able to kind of hit this out of the park because he has a background and some experience there in his earlier career. We've all dealt with that difficult person at times who comes into our workplace and we're trying to give them what they want. So all of those things is what I call the carbon blueprint, the real life personal thing that you can use to draw up a character with. And you guys were able to do that. You were able to draw from those experiences there and build that carbon footprint, carbon blueprint to be able to operate from. You guys did a great job. What was the difficulty, if any, in this particular scene?
Not laughing.
Not laughing. Now,
Talking
Felicia,
about real life experiences on camera.
now Felicia is our laugher in the group, and she's had to work
I
on
love
it.
it.
It's gone from laughing to smiling to smirking. So she's made a great transition between those two. So next we'll get her in the stone face. It's coming up. So give them a hand. They did a great job. Great job this week. And it's about our time, really. So I really want to thank you guys for joining us here, for allowing us to really entertain you and educate you through Think, Feel, Act. I want you to actually support some of the stuff that we're doing. If you're not a subscriber on our YouTube page, I'm going to ask that you subscribe. We've got over 11,000 subscribers on this page, which is really, really great. We've got some great product and great projects that we're going to be working on. But we can't do what we do without considering and factoring you in as well too. So subscribe to those pages. Hit us up on our social media platforms as well. That will be our Facebook page, which is Inkwell Pictures, and also our Instagram pages, which is Inkwell_Pictures. For more information, some of the more updated things that we have coming. Also check out our website, which is www.inkwellpictures.com. We're getting ready to reorder that. We'll have some new material on there for you guys to watch. A couple of watch parties that we're going to be setting up for Fade to Black, which is a great series that we've started working on. We're about halfway through season 1 in regards to filming. And we got season 2 and the episodes of that lined up that we're going to start filming. So we can't wait to put that out. Watch Party will be coming in a couple of weeks, but we'll be showing that project as well as a number of other things as well too. Also, going to be launching really soon something really, really big, something really important for us. So we'll relay that information at a later time. Just keep watching out for us at Inkwell Pictures, where we're doing some great stuff. Thank you so much for joining us here this evening, and we will see you next week, next Tuesday, same time. Peace, love.